Like, man, we back. Hey, yo, we got a fight coming up this weekend, man. It's a fight night, October 26th. You got Rougarou versus El Gato. Talk about a man from New Orleans, man. I think he's in Texas now, but from New Orleans. Talking about Regis Prograis going up against Jack Catterall, man. This one should be. I think this fight is probably not gonna go the way anybody is expecting it to go, man. Because you got two different styles in there. Rougarou is really the more of a boxer, in my opinion. He's a guy that uses a little bit more footwork. Somebody who really relies on his angles, but he's got the punching power. You know, obviously backed up by his 82% knockout percentage going into this fight. But Catterall, he's very aggressive, man. He really knows how to lay on an assault. But he comes forward a lot, man. So this is gonna be a matter of like who can force who to deal with what, man. I think Catterall being a little bit, you know, a few years younger, he's gonna have the energy and the youth on his side. I think Regis is gonna have to rely more on his boxing technique, man. He really can't get into too much of a hurrying session with Catterall. I think Catterall is gonna have a little bit too much in the tank, energy and fitness-wise, for that kind of approach. So Regis is gonna have to wear him down with points and you know, smart boxing, you know, which I think he's highly capable of doing. And on top of that, he's got you know very good punching power. I think it's certainly though not gonna work out the way you would normally go about predicting a fight for either one of these guys, man. Because Regis, for one, coming off of that experience with Haney, and you know, understanding that you know you can't really just win all the time by simply boxing. Sometimes the other guy has really got a, you know, for some reason got a better box game than you for that night. Such as in the case with Haney. Haney really outclassed him in terms of that whole boxing competition that they had that night, right? But I don't think Catterall is that caliber of a fighter, or that type of fighter that's gonna neutralize Rougarou's boxing. But he definitely has the power to make to bait PROGRAIS into a bit more fireworks, you know what I mean? And I think that's what Catterall is gonna do. He's gonna have to really, you know, try to strong arm Regis throughout the course of the fight, because he's really not. I don't think he has the tool set to outbox him, man. That's just not his forte, you know what I mean? So, but Regis, man, I don't know. I really, you know, don't have like a solid idea of how he's gonna go about winning this fight, because I know, like, you know, Catterall's gonna expect him to box, but he does have enough power to put Catterall down. At the same time, Catterall is gonna be expected to brawl a bit more, and sometimes a fighter might use that as his element of surprise on the way in. If you're expecting him to go his traditional route, and he'll switch it up on you, such as in the case with you know, a fight between Erislandy Lara and Canelo Alvarez's brother, you know, Sente. You know, everyone was expecting Lara to actually do more boxing in that matchup, but Lara actually came in and was doing more fighting. You know what I mean? He was throwing bombs, and he got this guy out of there in 2 rounds. So it was definitely a surprise for anybody who was betting on Lara to do what he normally does, which is move around a lot, box a lot, and, you know, kind of work the fight that way. But he came in and he shocked everybody, took this guy's belt in no time by simply doing something that he's capable of, but definitely unexpected, right? So we'll see, man. This one should be an interesting fight. I do have ultimately Regis is my pick for this fight. I think he's overall got the better chance, you know, outside of age and you know, just athleticism, I think he's the smarter boxer. I think he has more of a tool set to work with, and I think he's going to be patient enough to deal with CATTERALL in a way where he can definitely outbox him. I don't see this fight ending though in a knockout. I think it's going to go the distance. Whoever does win. But I really think in order for Regis to win this fight, he's going to have to outbox CATTERALL in a significant way, in a way that's demonstrably putting him in the lead. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I have some suspicions about, you know, American fighters fighting in the UK, man, especially when they're fighting a guy like CATTERALL, or like in Regis's last fight over there against Josh Taylor. You know, they do, you know, this is just my opinion, but I think they really do lend those guys a little bit more favor in spite of who's winning or losing the fight. So I think he's going to have to demonstrate a greater sense of control than he did with the Josh Taylor fight. And I think if he does that, he should be able to win this fight fairly well. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna do a follow-up video once this fight takes place. Catch y'all next time. Peace.